Hello everyone, myself Ritesh. I have 5 years of experience into data engineering and data analytics field. My key skills or key expertise are Power BI for reporting purpose, the database that is SQL. I have also have expertise into Azure Cloud, which includes ETL that is Azure Data Factory, ADLS, Logic Apps, and Databricks. I've been working for multiple MNCs since last 5 years. I've worked for retail, I've worked for automobile, and I've also worked for cloud and technological domains. So in this video, we are going to learn about the Microsoft Fabric, which is the latest introduction by Microsoft. We are going to learn about why Microsoft Fabric is important and how does it differ, whether it would affect the existing tools which are already available, such as Data Factory, Synapse, or the existing Power BI. How does it differ from these independent tools? So Microsoft Fabric is nothing but an end-to-end analytics solution with full service capabilities, including data management, which is used for data synapse related aspects, data lakes, data engineering, data integration, data science, real-time analytics, as well as business intelligence, which includes Power BI. So these all services are backed up by a shared platform providing robust data security, governance, and compliance. So Microsoft Fabric is nothing but a complete umbrella of all these separate workloads combined together in a single entity or a single data lake. So this doesn't make any difference between the existing Power BI as an independent service, Data Factory as an independent service, or Synapse as an independent service. These independent services would continue the same. The independent service, which are nothing but which acts as a platform as a service given by Microsoft Azure, would go on to continue as existing. But wherever these concepts, when integrated in a one complete workload, that is nothing but a Microsoft Fabric, this would act as a software as a service where they are combining all these services, all separate 9 workloads together in one umbrella. So the Fabric is a data platform service offered by Microsoft for this complete new age. Fabric is nothing but an umbrella on top of three main data analytics products which were offered by Azure. That is Power BI, which is used for especially for reporting services. Azure Data Factory, which is primarily used for integration, that is movement of data or ETL process, and Azure Synapse Analytics, where we can perform analytic related queries and we can also create pipelines. However, it is very easier to understand if you look at the functionality or workloads. There are 9 different workloads available in Microsoft Fabric. So here we go, what all Microsoft Fabric workloads are, and we'll learn about each of the Fabric workload independently. Just to be a more compliant, the umbrella concept Microsoft earlier did in 2015 when they have brought Power View, Power Query, Power Pivot all together in a single umbrella, which is nothing but a Power BI. So Power BI is one of the huge success tool in the last few years, and it's one of the most widely used reporting services. It has overtaken all other its competitors. You can also view the Gartner's Magic Quadrant since last maybe probably for 3 or 4 years. At the Power BI is rated as the best reporting tool. So coming to complete one umbrella, we have 9 different workloads available in Microsoft Fabric, which are nothing but storage, that is one lake, data integration, which is nothing but data factory, the Azure Data Factory, data engineering, yeah, they have integrated Synapse as a Synapse data engineering, Synapse data warehousing, Synapse data science, Synapse real-time analytics. For business intelligence, it's nothing but the Power BI, that is reporting purpose. Action platform, data activator, it is nothing but it would trigger the pipelines or whenever we want to activate our data, whenever we want to orchestrate or automate our data. And governance, which is nothing but a Purview. So the Purview portal is an existing portal available in Azure cloud service, which is nothing but a data governance portal where we can govern the data. I mean, how your data wants to be, who needs an access. So that access related aspects, the governance related aspects, you can these are all part of Purview portal in existing Azure cloud. So moving towards the first workload, which is nothing but storage, that is data one lake. So one lake is nothing but a data lake technology that emphasizes being the one of the best data lake available. This will be a storage for all computing services in the Microsoft Fabric. They will store all the data in Microsoft Data One Lake and read it from there. The idea behind using data lake technology is it would cover both type of structured, semi-structured, or unstructured data. So it can cover many multiple data aspects in one single entity. One lake will automatically cover the regions through one tenant. I mean, it can cover multiple regions also. So there won't be a need to create a separate data lake for each of the region. One data lake would be enough. So it would act as a complete umbrella, and you can create multiple structured, unstructured related data aspects in one single storage. That is one lake. Moving to the second workload, which is nothing but Azure Data Factory, or else you can combine it with the data flow, which is a part of data integration aspect. So Microsoft has invested a long time ago in the Azure Data Factory. I mean, Azure Data Factory is a successor of Azure SQL Server Integration Service, that is SSIS. So Azure Data Factory has a power to transform billions or trillions of rows of data together. So with the recent announcements in the Power Query technology, also it has brought a concept of data flow as a transformation engine that can be used alongside with the data factory comprehensively. So data integration technology, Azure Data Factory, which acts as an ETL technology for completely data professionals, whereas data flow, where you can use it with the existing Power Query in Power BI, which is used for data analysts. So these all are combined together as a one workload, which is nothing but Azure Data Factory in Microsoft Fabric. Moving towards the third workload, what exactly is the data warehousing? So Synapse, we have four different entities in Microsoft Fabric. Synapse data warehousing is one of the workload. It's an independent workload. When you work with a large scale of data warehouse, Synapse gives you immense power to manage that. You can query data with an amazing empowered performance using SQL, and that is combined with Apache Spark. You can combine the Apache Spark as well as SQL together in this Synapse technology. Nowadays, a concept called as Azure Data Explorer, a Custo, it's a separate database particularly developed by Azure that can be also used for interacting with this technology. We will be having a separate video about what is Azure Data Explorer. And along with Fabric now, Custo is also a part. Custo is also a part of overall experience with this data warehousing Synapse, which is a component or which is a workload in Microsoft Fabric. Synapse provides an opportunity and an open, infinite, scalable data warehouse. I mean, where you can open and infinitely scale multiple data warehouse. As a data warehouse developer or as a data warehouse admin, you don't have to query or you don't have to worry about providing more and more resources to scale up and scale down. Everything would be done automatically with the help of data warehousing Synapse workload. So data is stored in an open format, maybe in a Paraquet file, maybe in different multiple files systems available. So the basic difference between Azure Synapse data warehouse with creating data warehouse in SQL DB or even data flow in Synapse is enterprise ready and infinitely scalable. I mean, the basic difference is whenever we use Synapse data warehouse as compared to SQL DB, the data flow is completely enterprise ready and it is far more scalable than the existing SQL DB system. Moving towards the fourth workload, that is data science. It's a part of Synapse only, Synapse data science workload. Data science projects are usually part of bigger data analytics works. Data science is not just about using a single particular tool. It's a combination of multiple tools, features, and technologies used together across entire Microsoft Fabric. This process can include using analyzing the data. So analyzing the data is must with the help of data wrangler, building models and experiments with the help of ML flows, where we have to predict and any case of models, or you can use multiple experience there with the help of ML flows. Model training model is also an important aspect. Usage of cognitive services as well as large language models and prediction using the predict. So whenever you analyze, then you create models and experiment that models, you train that model, you automate or you help us to process that model, the large amount of data with the help of whatever commands we get, and with the help of that command we predict what would be the out. So Azure Synapse or the Synapse data science, this is one of the important workload. So Synapse ML would be supporting all these concepts in Microsoft Fabric. So moving towards the fifth workload, that is Synapse real-time analytics. So it's one of the important concept, real-time analytics. Synapse has four different, as I said, four different workloads in Microsoft Fabric. So the last one is real-time analytics, the ability to analyze the real-time data using IoT analytics and log analytics has been part of Microsoft offering since long. So this ability is now a part of Microsoft Fabric as a Synapse real-time analytics workload. Synapse Real-Time Analytics works with real-time, I mean, event streaming technologies such as event hubs or pipelines, loading data into the KQL, which I said the Custo query language, Azure Data Explorer, which we would be covering as a different entity, and as well as data lakehouse via mirroring, and then using the ML models. So here the ML model also comes into picture because real-time analytics we have to perform and to run these experiments and finally use this data maybe for reporting or analytic purpose with the help of Power BI. So moving towards the fifth workload, which is nothing but Power BI. So what exactly the Power BI means? The moving towards the sixth workload, which is nothing but Power BI. So Power BI, you might have heard there isn't, I mean, anyone who doesn't know Power BI in reporting field. So it is most widely used reporting tool nowadays. So Power BI, it's most capable analytics technology that can connect to wide range of data sources. The analytics of power of Power BI service enables to the data analyst to prepare data modeling, data calculations, and interpret the data in terms of multiple reports or dashboards. So the visualization of Power BI, the visualization of the complete visualization engine of Power BI, visualize the insights of data, and it helps us to improve the reporting purpose and where we can use these reports for insights or our own analytics purpose. The coupling of Power BI in this Microsoft Fabric is in two different terms. uh, there are two different connection modes available in the Microsoft Fabric for Power BI. One is direct link, which acts as an import mode, which is way more faster than the direct query. So as you know, in direct query, we cannot change the structure of data. The only thing is we can get a view of data from the direct query. Whereas in case of direct link, it would import the data and it would store in the Power BI, where we can create our own data model where we can change the structure of the Power BI table, or where we are complete structure of the data model or the complete structure of data there. Moving towards the eighth workload, which is nothing but Data Activator. Data Activator is a new tool which is being offered as a part of Fabric. This tool is an data event trigger. It helps to automate actions based on any of the actions, based on any of the data actions it performs. So, for example, you might want to set a query to run if a certain measure or a certain value in Power BI of a data set goes above or below a particular amount, then this data activator comes into picture. I mean, if at all, let's consider we are using a sales data. If the sales of a particular month goes more than 500, this data activator comes into picture. It would trigger an automate, or it would trigger an email, or it would trigger whatever. I mean, if we are trying to set it any of the pipeline, so it would activate that pipeline. So this is how the data activator is a part of Microsoft Fabric. Moving towards the last workload, which is nothing but Purview, the data governance portal. So Purview provides solutions to help govern, protect, and manage the data estate. The data catalog of Purview is now available to scan the complete entire Microsoft Fabric artifact. The Purview Hub will be also part of the latest Microsoft portal, and where users can browse and search for multiple artifacts, information protection, sensitivity labels. Will all these all will be a part of Microsoft Fabric elements to help to protect the data as an organization needs. So let's consider an example. The Microsoft Fabric has an automated, you could say, an AI imbibe in it, which is nothing but Microsoft Copilot, where we analyze the data, where we type or where we write a query there, or where we ask a question there. It would, let's suppose the Microsoft Fabric, if we are trying to analyze, if you are trying to get a report, you can write a query there and it would throw the out. So similarly, existing Power BI also has a concept. So just to analyze how does Copilot differ from, how can we use that similar Copilot concept in the existing Power BI? We will be moving towards Power BI. So this dashboard primarily focuses on the sales and marketing. This is the complete sales and marketing aspect. So total categories by volume, percent of unit market share. So this chart gives you about central, east, west region year-over-year trend and rolling period. Whereas this would give you each individual month unit market share and how does it flow. I mean, whether is it in upward trend or a downward trend. So similar concept like Copilot we can use here in the Power BI. So if you double click and anywhere in the Power BI, it would come as Q&A. So Q&A would work similar like Copilot. It's like an automation or AI concept where you can write a query or you can ask a question here. So if you want the map for segment, once you click there, it would create a map. If we enlarge it, it would automatically take from which region we are getting the sales and which region has the largest share. So if you maximize it, you can see there. So Copilot works similarly like question and answer in existing Power BI. Yeah, that's it for Microsoft Fabric. So Microsoft Fabric won't take or won't move away from the existing. It is a combined umbrella where all other concepts are coming into picture. So it won't impact the existing tools used in Power BI or existing tools present in Azure. So Power BI would continue independently as a reporting tool. Azure Data Factory would continue independently as a ETL tool, and Azure Synapse would continue as independently for analytics, which is combination of nothing but ETL and big data analytics together, where you can query a big amount of data and create pipelines together. So these three independent tools would be offered as a platform as a service by Azure, and the existing Microsoft Fabric, which is a new introduction, is a combined umbrella for all these tools combined together as a software as a service. Thank you.